ASMR Magical Tools. Hi guys, so today I'm going to walk you through the Rose Cross ritual. So I'm gonna do this in a couple of ways. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you like a floor plan of how to go through the corners. And then I'm going to go through the analysis of the keyword at the end, because that's something taken from the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram that you're going to be performing at the end of the rose cross, just to kind of finish sealing off the space, okay? So what you're going to need, first of all, you're going to need incense. This is a pretty simple ritual, and it's not super complex, but you do need to do a few things, and you will need incense. So you're going to want to use something like frankincense or dragon's blood, or even black magic incense would work. Something that is super protective, very protective incense. Now, if the only thing that you have is like a stick of incense from like the corner store, that will work because it's all about your intention. But honestly, if you're going to go to the trouble of doing this, you're probably going to be putting a fair amount of prep work into it. The second thing that you're going to need to do is to pull everything away from the walls of the space that you will be rose crossing, or at least setting up a good perimeter. Obviously, like built-in cabinets and stuff like you have in a kitchen, if you're doing this in a kitchen, you're not going to be able to get into like all the little crevices of the cabinets. Now, in that case, I would recommend going into the cabinets with some incense or a cleansing spray like Florida water ahead of time, just to get into all the little corners, any little corners of your space that you're not really going to be able to get into and you can't move things so that you can get behind them. Make sure that you go ahead and, as a preliminary step, go through and like fumigate and cleanse those spaces, especially like under the bed, under furniture that you can't move, things like that. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram and the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram. And this has the effect of clearing everything out of the space. So let's talk about sage for a minute, because what we're trying to accomplish with the rose cross ritual is to create a sealed environment against lower vibrational energies getting in, but we still want these higher vibrational energies that we want to work with in our magic, right? We want those to be able to get into the space so that we can work with them. And the rose cross is really good for raising the vibration of your space. But something like sage is like spiritual bleach. So it's just going to get rid of everything. It's going to get rid of your good workings and your bad. So be very careful when you're using it. Ecologically speaking and culturally speaking, it's not preferred to use sage for most things anyway. But in this particular case, you're going to have your incense and you might have some Florida water on hand, and those are both excellent choices for going through and doing some of the preliminary cleansing of like the corners and stuff. And so now I'm going to move on to the floor plan portion of the video where I show you the layout for how to walk around your room. So this is how I'm going to illustrate setting up the perimeter of your room. I think this will be the best way to show you so that you can get a clear idea. You can just imagine that this is the floor plan of the room. Now, if you have furniture or other items set up against the wall, you will want to, every once in a while, pull them away from the wall so that you can get behind them while you are doing this, because you need to seal the entirety of the space. So, first of all, you will have done your lesser banishing rituals of the pentagram and of the hexagram, and the analysis of the keyword from the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram will be coming up again later. So, it's important to do both of those because that's going to clear out the space entirely. Because what the Rose Cross is for sealing the space to lower vibrational entities and also to attract higher vibrational entities for you to work with. Now for this particular procedure, you're going to want a stick of incense, and you can use either frankincense or dragon's blood or something like that. Now, if the only thing you have is like a stick of Egyptian musk from the corner store, you can also use that. This is all about your intention. But if you're going to go to the trouble of doing it for real, obviously, you want to have the materials that are intended for that use. Now, this is true north in my apartment. So, north, south, east, and west. You're going to start down here in the southeast corner. You're going to make a cross. You're going to circle it clockwise. Always clockwise, remember. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. You always want to go clockwise for right-hand path. And you penetrate the center of this cross, and you intone the God name, Yeshua. Next, you're going to travel clockwise to the southwest corner. You're going to make the cross again, circle it, and intone the God name, Yeshua. You're going to travel up here to the northwest corner. You make the cross again, encircle it, and penetrate the center, and intone the God name, Yeshua. And then you're going to move back over here to the northeast corner. Make the cross again, encircle it, penetrate the center, and intone the God name, Yeshua. And then you're going to come back down here to the southeast corner. And you bring the point of the incense to the center of the cross that you initially drew there. And that is going to complete the circle. That's the first part. And then you hold the stick above your head and you travel toward the northwest corner from the southeast corner, and you stop in the center of the room and you make a cross in the air above your head encircle it and penetrate the center and intone the god name Yeshua. And then you travel up here to the northwest corner and you put the stick of incense through the center of that cross that you have made there. And you come back. And as you come back, you make a cross beneath your feet and encircle it and intone the god name Yeshua. And you travel back over here to the southeast corner and you put the stick of incense through the center of the cross. And then you come back over here to the southwest corner. And of course, you put the stick of incense through the center of that cross. And then you travel toward the northeast corner and you stop in the center of the room. And you put the stick of incense through the cross that you formed above your head. You continue over here. You put the stick of incense through the cross that you made in the northeast corner. You come back here and you put the stick of incense through the cross that you made on the floor. And then you return to the southwest corner. And then you come back over here to the northwest corner. You penetrate the cross with the incense again. Come back over here to the northeast corner. Penetrate the cross with the stick of incense. Come down here to the southeast corner. And now what you're going to do is you're going to put the final seal on the space. So you're going to make one cross with a small circle and intone the god name Yeshua. And then you're going to make a larger cross with a larger circle and intone the god name Yehovah Shah. You're going to travel over here to the southwest corner. Make the cross and the circle Yeshua. Make a larger cross and a larger circle Yehovah Shah. You're going to come up here to the northwest corner. You're going to make the cross and the circle Yeshua. You're going to make a larger cross and a larger circle Yehovah Shah. You're going to come over here to the northeast corner. Make your cross and your circle Yeshua. And then your larger cross and your larger circle Yehovah Shah. And you're going to come down here back to the southeast corner and you're going to penetrate the center of that cross and that will seal your space. And then you move to the center of the room and you're going to envision all of the crosses and circles vibrating in divine white light, sealing the space. And then you are going to move on to the analysis of the keyword from the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram. And in order to do that, you want to be facing east. Alright, so now that you've performed the rose cross throughout your space, we're going to do the analysis of the keyword. And that starts out like Yod, Nun, Resh, and Yod, and that stands for Jesus Nazarenus Rex Judaeorum. I've been over these things in more detail in the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram video that I made, but I do want to cover them again, just in case. And then you're going to put out your arms and say the sign of Osiris slain. You're going to put one arm up and turn to the right. So this is your left arm. You put your left arm up and look to the right and say the sign of the morning of Isis. You put your arms up in a V and you say the sign of Typhon and Apophis. And you put your arms in an X across your chest and say the sign of Osiris risen. And then you go through them again and you go L, V, X, Lux, the light of the cross. Okay? And you're going to have your arms outstretched at this point. And then as you say the next part, you're going to slowly raise your arms up into a V over your head, okay? Virgo, Isis, Mighty Mother. Scorpio, Apophis, Destroyer. Soul, Osiris, slain and risen. And then you'll have your arms above your head and you intone the god name Yahweh as you look up. I'm not looking up because I'm looking at you. And then you're going to vibrate the 4 tablet of union names to equilibrate the light, and that is Exarp, Hokoma, Nanta, Biton. And then you're going to have your arms over your head while you do this, and you're going to draw divine white light down to your feet, okay? And you're going to say, let the divine light descend, and that's going to seal your space. It's going to be great. You're going to feel it immediately. And yeah, I do have a cheat sheet here. Honestly, every time I do the rose cross, because I don't do it that often, I use the cheat sheet because I want to make sure I get it right. But I don't do it very often. Some people do it a lot. I had one friend who would constantly, like on a weekly basis, do the rose cross to seal their space. And you could feel it the minute you walked into their apartment. If there was any kind of hex on you, if there was any kind of crossing, you could immediately feel a difference between when you were standing outside and when you got inside. Because you would immediately feel